Okay, MENOFITers, this is posture Pilates. So we are literally just focusing on your posture. It's an express session. It won't necessarily be a hard workout. It will be more about being able to connect your core and being actually sometimes less is more. So if I'm going to take it quite easily, but I really want you to be focusing on your posture. And while you're doing the exercises and while we're setting up our posture, you might want to just think like where your posture lies. So whether your shoulders are forward, backwards, whether your hips tilt to give you a flat back or the opposite direction. So you might be more lordotic, where you have more of a curve in your lower back. That's definitely me. You might be more kyphotic, and this is definitely a sign of the times. So it's rounded posture that we get from either devices or sitting down at a desk for a long time. And so we really need to work on those muscles in the back to get that retraction of the shoulders and open up the chest, which allows much better breathing, your organs to work nicely. So it is beneficial to your health to have good posture, as well as you feeling it with strains in your muscles, aches, pains. And I really would encourage you, if you do have a job that's sitting down or standing or in a position for a long time, that you change what you're doing every now and again. So if you are seated, get up, move around, or you could just even do some spine twists on the bench or chair, wherever you're sat. And likewise, if you're standing, just pedaling through the feet, doing some rotation, some flexion, and just moving around, changing your position, not being in one position too long. So I'm just going to talk about posture and what is our perfect posture. So if we look at the upper body, going back to our kyphosis, when you're standing straight with your chin tucked in, your neck long, the earlobe needs to come down to the middle of your shoulder. Okay, I feel like I am slightly retracted here, kyphotic here as well today. I'm just explaining. So earlobe in the middle of the shoulder is good for your upper back posture. Okay, so we're going to just think about setting up our posture. We're going to start with our feet together. I want this to be a fairly short session for you, but I want you to really think about it at the same time. Stand with your feet together. We're going to turn our toes out to the corners of the room, and then you're going to just lift up onto the balls of the feet and bring those heels in alignment. So that should give us second and third toe lining up to the knees stay soft, and then in a straight line up to the hips, and that's where the socket is, not the outside of your hip, the actual joint. And then it's a straight line up to the shoulders with the crown of the head lengthening at the top. So thinking about just placing your weight from foot to foot, just rocking from side to side, and just shift that weight side to side. Good. And again, it's quite normal to favor one side and literally feel that you are leaning over on one side. So let's try and get that equal weight, and then go forward and backwards as well without falling over. Just a little bit of a rock forward, so you can feel the front of the feet pressure and then the back into the heels. Okay, and then just settle where you feel and just ask yourself, am I nearer to the front, am I more to the back? And try and just evenly ground your feet so you've got equal weight through the feet. Knees stay soft. So I'm going to just turn to my side and demonstrate this movement of the back. So we're going to go lordotic, where you've got the tailbone pushing out, and then tuck the tailbone under so you flatten the back. So we've got our point A at the front, where your hips are tucked under, tailbone under, and point C at the back. We want to be in point B in the middle of those two positions, which should bring you your natural curve in your lower back. So everybody's different. Your natural curve is different to everybody else's, but it's what feels right for you. Okay, so now I want you to just feel a gentle contraction of the core muscles by pulling the navel into the spine, maybe just a little bit of pelvic floor activation. So just squeeze to support that position in the lower back, and then just lift. We're going to lift the shoulders roll them back and then drop them down away from the ears. So let's do that again, slowly round and let them sink down. So we're looking for this. You won't be able to see it for yourself. You'll have to either get somebody to take a picture of you from the side or look for you and just see where you're at with that. But just we want to focus on just opening up the chest and retracting the shoulders. Okay, so nice long spine, crown of the head up to the ceiling as though you've got a piece of string pulling you up. Okay, so let's just take a right arm circle. So come round and nice and slow. Take it all the way back. Good stuff. And all the way round again. Great. So keeping the chest forward, keeping that little bit of a connection in your core. Do one more. Fantastic. And then change and do the other side. So just focus on those feet being equal, the knees being soft, and you're neither pushing your tailbone back or under, but you're in that middle point. Now both arms together. Nice and slowly. And if you do struggle with shoulder mobility or range, you can just take the hands onto the shoulders and just circle through the elbows. So just thinking about that lengthened spine, that core activation, really nice. Now change direction, come back the other way. Try to focus on keeping the shoulders back, so we're not allowing the shoulders to drop forwards. Good stuff. Now open the arms, take the right arm over to the left, left to right, forward and back. So while you're doing this, just focus on any little niggles, any little imbalances from one side of the body to the other. Still activating that core, breathing out as you stretch, breathing, nice work. Good, so let's just test our balance in that neutral pelvis. Slowly come up onto the balls of the feet. Good. And then exhale and slowly lower down. I want you to really try and get your arms and your feet to move at the same time. So keep that core connection to help you balance. Brilliant. How's your ankle strength? Do you feel like your foot's rolling out to the side? So try and think about keeping that equal weight through the ball of the foot. Good, one more time. Good, now hold that position. You're going to take a slow lunge forward. Step, lunge, up and back. So I want you to focus now, while we're moving, on keeping that shoulder position and your neutral spine. Drop down and come back. Good stuff. Step back. Brilliant. Now take that out to the side. So just a step down and thinking about just keeping that trunk with the chest up and the shoulders back. Good. And hold and walk through the feet. So just pedal through the feet. Brilliant. So we're not really needing to get too warm for this because we literally are focusing on our posture and just really focusing on the bits that generally people do struggle with. So while you're doing these exercises, I want you to really feel what's going on with your body and keeping equal as much as you can side to side. Just bring my mat forward. So feet here, you're going to roll down, so bring the chin to the chest and slowly take vertebra by vertebra down towards the floor as far as you want to go, and then roll up. And on the journey back up, we're letting each joint of the spine, each vertebra stack one above the other, finishing with the shoulders rolling back and lengthening through. So chin to chest, slowly down. Good. And then come back up. So a little bit of a mix of strength and mobility. Good, one more time, chin to chest. So feel that tailbone, slowly push back, knees soft, and then roll back up. So you're trying to get each vertebra to come up. That might be a little bit difficult if you do struggle in your back. Roll the shoulders. Good, so let's just have ourselves with the mat in front of us and come on down. So roll down again, keep the belt switched on. Slowly take yourself down to the mat And then when you're ready to, just walk your hands forward. So what I want you to do is make sure you've got your knees under the line of the hips, your hands under the line of the shoulders, and you've got equal weight on both sides. So just have a little wiggle from side to side, and just almost like you're just grounding yourself, as though you're in sand and you're making that impression, and you want equal weight through both hands and knees, both sides. All right, so what we're going to do is an exercise called swimming. Think about your neck position here as well. So this is a lot of, again, for a lot of people, they will struggle with their neck. So think about looking at the floor, but keeping the neck in line with the spine. Draw the navel to spine. Do a tiny little pelvic tilt both ways, and just find that neutral spine again, where it feels natural to you. Keeping the core switched on. Now, opposite arm and leg are going to extend out, and we want the little finger and the little toe to come onto the same level. And you're doing this at your own speed. So breathe out and switch. So as you transfer the weight from side to side, I want you to focus on your lower back and your hips, keeping them level, as though you've got a tray of drinks balanced on your lower back. Okay, so the slower you go, the more intense it will be, and the harder it will be to hold on to that balance. So see how you're going, but really slow movements. Try not to let the head drop down, and just be really aware of that little bit of shoulder retraction while you're here. So you're not letting yourself sink into the shoulders. Breathe out, and then breathe in. Lovely. Keep that coming. Well done. Okay, just sit yourself back, have a little rest on your wrists. So we're not going to be going for big old reps here, we're just literally focusing on our position. And if you don't really do Pilates, this is a really good just introduction really to some of the moves, and also just at the very low level to make sure that you are just focusing on your posture. So let's come into an extended arm plank. If you need to stay on the knees, you can. So just walking the hands a little bit further forward now, as though you're going to do a press up, but the hands are underneath the shoulders. If you do feel like you can tuck yourself under with the toes and come up onto the feet, go back all the way in. Now again, we do not want the back to be sinking down, neither do we want to be coming up into more of a down dog, because we want to actually hit the core here. So we're looking at that sloping position. Again, lift the head so your eyes look ahead, keep the shoulders retracted, and feel that belly button pulling in. Now you just come down as soon as you need to. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. So really getting that strength in the shoulders, with the shoulders away from the ears, down into the lower back. Oh, amazing. All right, drop down onto the knees. Sit yourself back. So it's all about also being able to move your spine in all directions, your body as well, in all directions, without any limitations. So as we get older, our mobility starts to reduce. Menopause can also cause that a little bit. So it is a case of really being on it with your movements. Really, like I've said, changing your classes, changing your exercises, doing a little bit of everything, not just sticking to one thing. So let's come back into that all fours position. So from here, again, get your position so you've got equal weight through the hands and the knees, and then you're going to take one hand up to the head as though you're saluting, and we're going to bring that elbow down towards the floor and back up. So down, and then as you come back up, go just a little bit further so that you open up through the chest. So these muscles that really just need stretching out. And as you come down, don't allow your elbow to come forward. Keep the elbow out in line with the middle finger. So you're getting that really nice rotation in both directions, keeping the belt switched on. Let's do one more this side and then change. Nice. So hand comes down, equal weight through the hands. So without disturbing that position, take the other arm up, And let's go for the rotation. So again, you might have some clicking going on in your back. You might find that you struggle one side more than the other if you've got imbalances. It literally depends on your lifestyle, what you're doing, how repetitive it is. Good stuff. So just getting that really love this exercise. It really just makes you feel like you're opening up through the spine. Fantastic. And then just place the hands on the floor. Come onto your front. So this is about the upper back posture again and getting those muscles to work for us in the lower back. Now, if you do struggle in your neck, you can just roll up a towel, have it as a cushion. Okay, but if you just get that neck in a position where your chin's tucked in slightly, your eyes are looking straight down, you should be okay. I'm just going to move my microphone a bit. Arms go out at a V shape. Okay, we're just going to let the toes rest behind, nothing else needing to worry. And we're going to squeeze the elbows down. So keep your eyes looking down and just squeeze between the shoulder blades and come back up. Now I'm doing this laying down to work against that gravity so you get that tension. But you can do this sitting up, standing up. This is a really good exercise to do to work the upper back posture. So just squeezing the elbows in. So if you can imagine or visualize a capital V and then a capital W. And it looks like nothing when you see someone doing it, but actually can you feel that working into your lower back, into your upper back? Let's just do 2 more. Stay with that. Really nice. 1 more. Brilliant job. So draw the navel to spine, and then we're going to sit back, have a little stretch before we change position. So I'm going to get you to come over onto your back. I'm just going to take my microphone belt away. Shoulder bridge, lovely exercise to do. Really good for mobility, but we're going to add in the stretch for the front of the body, the shoulder, the chest, where you need to really just work on that upper back posture. So if that is what you struggle with, this will be a really nice one for you to do. We've just worked the back muscles, now let's stretch the front muscles. So we're going to work on spine mobility. So with a little bit of a pelvic floor engaging, knees hip distance, feet on the floor, and you're going to tuck the tailbone under and roll up into a bridge. So we've got our posterior chain muscles working. You're going to take the arms up and over while you're holding that bridge so you can feel the glute activation. Now hold the arms out behind you and then you're going to roll down. So get each vertebra to come down one at a time, really tucking the tailbone under. Fantastic. And then bring the arms back over. So when you finish, you should have a small hollow in your lower back. So remember, we're not wanting to lift up and we're not wanting to push the back in. So a small hollow in the back is ideal. Let's do that again. So tuck the tailbone under, so you push the lower back into the floor, and then it's like you're peeling Velcro away. You'll feel the glutes start to squeeze a little bit. They don't need to be too tight. Arms come up and over, and then hold them as you slowly lower each vertebra down on the floor. And I want you to count them. Try and get each one from top to bottom, and then reach the arms over. So are you finding that your lower back is coming down in one big block? This is a really good one to do, as well as stretching. So tuck under. Good. All the way up. Hold that position and then float the arms. We'll just do one more. Hold them here and then slowly come down with each vertebra. Count them from top to bottom. Really tuck the tailbone under and roll. Fabulous. And then bring the arms up and over. So then we're going to bring the knees into the chest and just stretch out the lower back. So just stretching in. Good. Do that again. Brilliant. And then just very small circle round with the knees go out. Come back together. Good. Out again. and then back together, then change direction, come round the other way, round and out. One more time, round. Really good. Okay, so let's bring our feet down to the floor, roll onto our side and come up to sitting position. Just have your legs in front of you for this one. Good. So again, sitting, exactly the same as standing. We've talked about our neutral position and we want to apply that. So just really get the fleshy part of the bottom away. Try and make sure both sit bones are equally grounded. And then we're going to raise our arms just to shoulder line. Breathe out as you rotate to the side and then breathe in back to center. So if you actually wanted to repeat this class at any time, you could always just press the pause button, do a few more repetitions. Good. And then as we're going from side to side, I want you to feel that your shoulders are sitting back and down. Your arms literally like an aeroplane. So we don't allow the arms to carry on round. We want the arms to stay out. So you'll feel there's not much movement here, but really good to maintain what we have got. Just do one more each side before your shoulders start to scream. And then roll the shoulders back. Excellent. So you could maybe piggyback this class with the Sunday class that we did with the meditation and the mobility at the end. So that would be quite a nice thing to do. So just come back onto all fours. Good stuff. And then we're going to cat-cow stretch. So we've done this before. So tuck the tailbone under, drop the head down. So I just want you today to just be aware of your posture. It's very easy to get into that slouched position when you're working or when you're sitting down, catching up with your social media. So just allow your posture, and while you're standing maybe in a queue, think about your posture, think about equal weight through the feet to give you the best chance of working with a neutral spine and balance in your body. Tuck the toes under. Let's go into a stretch of the back of the legs. So sit yourself back, try and bring the heels down, feel the backs of the legs stretching. Good. And then just soften the knees, walk the hands back. We're going to slowly roll up to standing. So just each vertebra one at a time. Keep the head low. Your head is the last thing that stacks up. Good. Let's do it again. Chin to chest. Just do another roll down. Just see how it feels. I know we've only done a short session, but just see how that feels. Roll back up. Roll the shoulders back. Good. Let's just take our eyes over to the right. See how our neck is moving left. And then eyes up. Let the jaw relax. And then drop to the chin to the chest. So just do that one more time before we finish. So right, forward, left. Lift your eyes up. And then come back down. So even just doing that exercise is really good, just to get the blood pushing into the vertebrae, into the discs rather, not the vertebrae, into the discs. Good. Take a shoulder roll. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale. Brilliant. Okay, gang. So there we go. That is your posture Pilates, a shorter session of Pilates, but it's really good to just, and you could just maybe just pinpick a couple of those exercises if you know that there is a particular area that you struggle with, that you know you need to improve. So well done and thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little one today. I'll see you soon.